anything exists. British Empire. Would you steal your most steadfast allies' colonies at gunpoint? No. Never. Maybe. Various reasons why people fought in the American Civil War. I'm going to fight to preserve the Union. Well, I'm fighting for states' rights. If you don't fight for the South, then you'd better start wearing a dress. Yes, honey. People who don't know. People who know. No, America splitting into two political factions will only further divide and polarize America, and subvert the power of the people and fuel the most horrid enormities of the people. Ha ha ha, funny colored animals go brah. France, you need to pay us for freeing yourselves from slavery. Haiti, I'm never going to financially recover from this. The Gauls when they raid and loot Greek territory. The Gauls when Romans invade their territory. If you eat today, thank a farmer. If it's on your table, thank a trucker. Safe from barbarians, thank the legions. Tell me something I don't know. The Chernobyl power plant continued to operate until 2000. Tell me something else I don't know. Something less disturbing. No one. East India Company on 1773. Pope Gregory IX saying cats were Satan and ordering that they should be killed. Cats keeping the rat population down and restricting the plague. What a cool city. It would be a shame if someone destroyed it and poured salt on it. Memes about the Tiananmen Square massacre should be removed, since fictional events don't count as history. The USA drops 4 hydrogen bombs on Spain. 60s Spain, this is fine. Chinese kid when Japanese soldiers wants to play catch but don't have the ball. Unhated historical characters, annual meeting. Ireland, the Vikings, Spain, France, Germany, India, United States, China, Ottoman Empire, Arabia, Scotland, fighting the English. European royalty when they had their portraits painted. European royalty when cameras were invented. French people about almost everything. French people about laws on the bread in 1993. California Republic. You guys always act like you're better than me. Republic of Texas. Kingdom of Hawaii. Vermont Republic. Rome after losing half a generation of men at the Battle of Cannae. I didn't hear no bell. The United Fruit Company. Latin American countries trying to implement socialist policies. North Korea being an impoverished dictatorship in the 50s to 60s. South Korea also being an impoverished dictatorship in the 50s to 60s. France after having a revolution, a civil war, and fighting all of Europe 7 times because the price of bread was too high. Almost lost my cool there. Invade Egypt, Greece, Palestine, Syria, Libya, and Turkey. Cause Bronze Age civilization to collapse. Refuse to elaborate on where they came from or who they are, leaving historians stumped for millennial. We are genuinely concerned that detonating this weapon has a tiny itty bitty chance of igniting the atmosphere, but we are gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Manhattan Project. The American public, 50 years later. The Western Allies did little to win World War II. It was all the USSR. Cracking the Enigma. Warning the Soviets about Kursk. Opening up 3 different fronts in 2 years. The USSR invading Poland and massacring its people. Fighting on 2 fronts for the entirety of the war. A massive strategic bombing campaign that crippled Germany. Shipping $575 billion of military equipment, vehicles, industrial supplies, and food to the USSR. Watching The Wizard of Oz as a kid thinking this is just a sweet happy movie about ruby slippers and witches. Watching The Wizard of Oz as an adult knowing what Judy Garland had to suffer through behind the scenes. Bismarck, the person. Bismarck, the ship. Bismarck, the city. Average temperature in Japan. Pandemic exists. People in 1918. Your friend asked if he could crash at your place. He's Japanese. Me and my hated house laughing at Napoleon's troops for freezing to death. Pathetic. I don't care if Protestants win. I just need the Habsburg to lose. Get away Europe, you carrier of Christianity. I also carry art and technology. Ah, it's Christianity. God damn it. Roman Empire, England, Germany, Venetian Republic, USA, Aztec Empire, Russia, Spain, France. Build your capital on a swamp. J.K. Rowling designing all other characters in Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling designing the goblins in Gringotts. What a cute baby. I hope he doesn't end up leading a nation that causes various war crimes across Asia. Unhated historical character, annual meeting. The entire world. Some clock that can't count to 2000. When all the girls posting about the 10th anniversary of One Direction, but no one remembered the 872nd anniversary of the siege of Damascus during the Second Crusade. Every legend has a weakness. Samson. Achilles. France. The Ardennes. Catholic Church, and that's what it says in the Bible. People, that's not how I read it. You have forfeited your life privileges. Are ya winning, son? The USSR has been gone for 30 years, dad. We are all winning. The French Empire. You're never gonna get my power. Franco-Prussian War. Prussia. Do I look like I need your power? Germans in 1921 on a trip to buy a single loaf of bread with cash. Time traveler moves a chair. Timeline. King, it is my birthright to rule, and you will obey me without questioning my judgment. A bunch of guys in a tavern. Why? Britain. Celebrating the first country to permanently abolish slavery. Haiti. Poland. Getting murdered for being Protestant. Getting murdered for being Catholic. 16th century Britain. What a nice looking man. Sure hope his pig doesn't start an international issue over some islands. The US senior and the United States during the space race. This isn't even fun. That stopped being the point a long time ago. Christmas truce happens. A random British soldier. Football? Who are you? I'm a revolution that replaced a repressive government with another repressive government. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Edison and Tesla hated each other. Edison and Tesla had a petty rivalry, but were actually close friends. Franz Sellinger, the Canadian military. Hey, what did you guys set up that weather station up in northern Labrador for? What weather station? A glorious death in battle. Most warriors and kings through history. Deadly diarrhea. Trees are scary, I know. The British Empire colonizing all of India so they can drink more tea. It's just good business. Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire. Vladimir the Great deciding not to convert Russia to Islam after finding out it prohibits alcohol, and for that reason I'm out. Chinese civil wars, rebellion starter pack, 10 million casualties, minor civil war, 20 years long. Fighting starts because of disputes over farmland boundaries. Some dude named Wu starts it. Alan Turing, I devised a machine that could break the Enigma better than the Polish one. I also managed to break the naval Enigma. Britain, chemical castration, life imprisonment. Turning red, nations during the Cold War. Hey, I've seen this one. It's a classic. Scotland, I can explain. You're getting independence, and I'm still controlled by England? Controlled by England? Too many people forget that I'm a country. You guys are countries? My European friends. Discussing how cool the medieval period was. Me knowing how widespread slavery was. Why did you eat the Prime Minister? It tastes like a tyrant. Christians when they learned about the pagan tradition of worshipping evergreen trees. Hippity hoppity, your tradition is now my property. Alexander the Great when his horses start licking some rocks in Pakistan. The North in 1861, not believing the South would actually secede if they elected Lincoln. The South in 1861, not believing the North would actually invade if they seceded. I hate myself. Wow, I hate this more. What should I do with this historic home, museum, bed and breakfast, pub? Death. Australia. British criminal. Rabbits when normal people try to hunt them. Rabbits when Napoleon tried to hunt them. The Byzantine Empire. The Sassanid Empire. Ferb. This one's looking at both of us at the same time. Rashidun Caliphate. How to surprise the enemy. Literally march 40 elephants over the Alps like an absolute madman. Ancient doctors when cutting the limbs of their patients does not solve the problem. This is beyond science. I fought Britain for 7 years. Well, I fought them for 100 years. Amateurs. What was that? Punk. Amateurs. So, Charles, what's your New Year's resolution? I have resolved never to make an unjust war, but to end a just one only with the utter ruin of my enemies. Cool. I'm gonna stop drinking. Oh yeah, same. They put a filter to your group photo to improve it. You're in 1930s Russia. Land exists. The Mongols is for me. Tibetan serfs in 1959. You have freed us. People's Republic of China. Oh, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management. Thank you for watching this video. Tune in at 5 PM British time for a video of changing topic, and at 7 PM for daily juicy memes. Check out my Discord server using the link in the description. Also be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you didn't already.